new season means new accessories, and this year I'm buying better. This handbag is a keeper. It's from Nicola and I've been carrying it all weekend. It's the kind of bag that quietly pulls you together, even on slightly chaotic days. It's so chic, clean lines, beautifully considered proportions. You can see the design thinking straight away. Nothing shouty, nothing overworked. The founder, Kathleen Nicola, is based in the Highlands, and you really feel that influence in the colour palette. Soft, earthy tones and calm neutrals. Elegant enough to feel refined, practical enough to carry what you actually need. It's also brilliant to see a Scottish brand that genuinely holds its own internationally. This doesn't feel niche or heritage coded. It feels modern, confident and completely at home anywhere. Very chic, very hood. Understated luxury done properly. Fewer, better pieces that you don't second guess next season. An it bag for those of us who prefer things on the quieter side. Which makes Cynical such a good fit for today's episode with former Net-a-Porter shopping editor and stylist Chloe Waller. If anyone understands considered choices and what's truly worth investing in, it's Chloe. A bag like this is a commitment to your own style. You buy it once and you keep reaching for it. So we're delighted to have Cynical sponsoring this episode of the Hood podcast. Now let's get into our conversation with Chloe.
Welcome, Chloe Waller, stylist extraordinaire.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you for
having me.
Thank you so much for joining us.
It's very exciting. Yeah, very exciting to be here.
We have a thing with these episodes where we ask a little icebreaker question.
Okay.
And it's really, you've probably been asked it before, but it's a simple one to get us started. What did little Chloe want to be when she grew up, and what would you say to that younger version of yourself?
Oh gosh, I wanted to be an actress all my life when I was little.
Did you?
Yeah, I was obsessed. Like I was a proper stagecoach drama girl.
Amazing.
It was my whole identity. And I did live that life. Like I went to drama school in New York. Like I took it all the way until I got there and I realized that I absolutely hated being rejected constantly. Constantly, audition after audition. You know, they always talk about it, how hard that is. But yeah, then realized that wasn't quite for me. But I would say to little Chloe, like, you know, do what you did, because it definitely taught me so many amazing skills, like how to speak in public, how to just like, you know, own another kind of persona in the moment when you need to, confidence with any kind of situation, especially at drama school. They just throw it. Their whole thing is like, we're going to break you before we make you.
Oh, it's like that fame intro, isn't it?
Yeah, seriously. So then when I entered the fashion industry, I was like, guys, this is nothing. Yeah. This should be what happened to me at drama school.
There's no A to B, and I love that in everyone's stories. That
Yeah.
you know, there's no regrets in what you've done in the past because
No, I'm so
it's
not a
brought you
regret person.
to where you are.
Exactly. I don't think there's any point looking back because there's nothing you can do about the journey that you lived, and it's the journey that you lived for a reason, and it brought you to where you are, and that's a beautiful thing. And then you just take the lessons that are supposed to be for you and carry them forward into the rest of your life. So yeah.
And how did you like go from drama in New York to I know what I'm going to do?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't really know. Like, you know, when you're 18 and you make all these decisions for yourself. Now looking back, I'm like, how did I get there? But I remember I moved back from New York. I didn't want to be in drama anymore. My parents were probably like, right, well, you've got to sort yourself out and get a job. And I had always loved fashion and loved clothes. And when girls at school were getting all sorts of awards, I was getting best dressed.
Which is important.
Sort of rosettes of like, oh, well, at least she turned up and looked.
She looked good.
So I'd always loved like fashion and clothes, and I just thought, okay, well, that's what I'll do. And my dad worked in magazine publishing, very much on the other side of it. He was like airline magazines and like, yeah, he owned his own kind of publishing house. But he knew a few people. So in that way, I got my first internship at Elle magazine, got in the door there, and then started from there. And to be honest, from the second I stepped into those offices at Elle, I was like, this is me. This is where I'm supposed to be. Oh my God, I loved it.
Was it a bit sort of Devil Wears Prada?
There definitely were bits that were like that. I think I was very lucky. When I first started in my first internship, that one at Elle, the government changed the laws in the first few months that I was there.
I didn't get paid.
I know. So you suddenly had to pay interns. It was like this big, big industry shift. You didn't just get like a tiny bit of money for a sandwich every day. So we actually got like year-long contracts, and we got to sit under editors. So I sat under Anne-Marie Curtis, who was the fashion editor at the time. Then she had her fashion assistant, Amy Bannerman, and then I was the intern on that team. And I think I just really lucked out with those women. They were just so wonderful. They were so supportive. They were so inspiring. They really took me under their wing. And so, yes, there was Devil Wears Prada stuff going on. Like, there were other editors that were throwing shoes and screaming, and, interns were there till God knows what time in the morning prepping for shoots. But I don't know, I lucked out because I had these wonderful women who really I think they just saw me as kind of like their little protege or their daughter or something, I don't know. So yeah, I was kind of protected from it a little bit. And so got quite a good start in magazines. But
was it that, because we've worked together before, and you broke the ice in one of our first meetings when they were asking, what's your sort of craziest fashion story? And you told a crazy fashion story.
I have a lot. I have a lot of them that I can't repeat, but yeah.
But this one, we don't need to name names.
No, we won't name names, but
it's off the scale.
It is off the scale. I think I just I don't know, from the that was my first internship, and I was working on cover shoots for amazing stars like Gwyneth Paltrow and Cheryl Cole and Lindsay Lohan, and just all these brilliant celebrities. I just found myself in this world. There was one where we went to set, Big Sky Studios. It's a big photography studio down in London when we did most of our cover shoots. And we sat there for 12 hours waiting for this certain celebrity to get on the Eurostar and make it to us. And you can't go anywhere because you don't know when they're going to turn up. You just sat there all day waiting. She turned up. She was on a lot of things. We don't know what. Got completely naked, started doing her own photo shoot.
Wow.
For
her own photo shoot.
Yeah, just doing her own little photo
Self-directed.
shoot. Self-directed. It was very, very wild. And I think even though I'd seen quite a lot by that point, that photo shoot, I was like, what is happening?
Oh my goodness.
How do I handle this? And then my editor, Anne-Marie, hopefully she won't listen to this, she won't mind if I say it. She had kids, and she was, she had a life, and she was a normal woman, and she was just like, no, I'm not having any of this. By this point, it was 2 a.m. So she upped and left, and I was there on my own with this woman and her team, and then the photography team. And yeah, it was just wild. And this ended up being some pieces of jewelry missing from the shoot the next day, and there was paparazzi storming the building at one point, and it was just wild. It did teach me a lot. And I think that I then went into the rest of my career you go through things like that. You're like, well, you can kind of handle anything, really. You can.
How did all of the locations compare for you? Because you've worked in so many interesting places like London, Dubai. Yeah. What was your favourite, and why were they different?
I guess different locations for different reasons. London is where I built my career, and London will always be my home and where most of my career happened. So I have an incredibly soft spot for London. I found it really hard to leave London. Dubai was just fun. Yeah.
Was it just really decorative women with potato-sized diamonds on their fingers? Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild in a very different way. I was only there for a short amount of time, but I actually met some of my best friends ever there because there's such a lovely expat community, and you all really look after each other in that world. And even though I was with my boyfriend at the time, I went on my own and I was living solo, and yeah, you just kind of become each other's family because you're all there on your own. But yeah, that was a big learning curve because I was you know, you come from this sort of like high fashion world in London where anything goes. And then all of a sudden you do have these restrictions on you as well, personally. Like, you know, you had to dress modestly, you had to kind of be respectful when you were going to these places. And we were shooting quite a lot like in Dubai as well. Like we wanted to show the environment that we were in. So you did have to be really careful about what you were doing.
I also have a question about makeup and heat. I can't cope with the heat. And I just imagine that trying to be a stylist in...
It's all melting.
Yeah, how do you keep women looking at their best when they're in these outfits and things?
I guess we just worked with incredible makeup artists who knew what they were doing out there. I actually never really I never really thought about that. But yeah, there is a lot of sweating going on. You are a sweaty mess. You don't want to be on camera, that's for sure, when you're styling out there. But yeah, that was just like a really fun experience in my life.
Was that before or after Net-a-Porter?
That was after. Oh, no, sorry. That was between the Outnet and Net-a-Porter. Yeah. So I went to Dubai, I did 7 months, and then a colleague of mine who'd been at the Outnet and moved across the hallway to Net-a-Porter. That was a big move, guys, to move across the hallway.
It's a different beast.
She had gone to Net-a-Porter and she kind of headhunted me to come and be her shopping editor on her fashion team then. So then when I came home, I was at Net-a-Porter.
And that was a golden era, wasn't it, for Net-a-Porter? There was a really good team.
Yeah.
It was flying. It was such a brilliant...
It was really wonderful. It was really good. I mean, it was really wonderful for the first couple of years. They then went through a massive restructure, reducing 3 fashion teams to 1, which I definitely would say is probably the hardest thing I've ever gone through professionally. But it was, you understood why they were doing it. It was all for the greater good and all of that. But yeah, it was so many talented, wonderful people were there. And it was, you felt like you really were at the kind of pinnacle of the industry when you were working there. Yeah, it was really cool.
And also I think when you're put into those difficult situations, when you're forced into a situation that you didn't expect, it can actually be the making of you.
Totally. Yeah, I'm not sure if that one was, but
okay.
That one kind of broke me. But
look at where you are now.
Yeah. No, I know how to handle it now.
Yeah.
I just remember they asked us all into the meeting room, and it was like the entire team, and everyone was like, oh my God, it's kind of like, what are they going to say? Like, we're all about to lose our jobs. And I was just so blasé. I was like, guys, like, what are you on about? Like, stop stressing. It's fine. They're going to talk about like a party or a new, like, I don't know.
Collection.
Yeah, a new collection we're doing, new designer we're launching, a new program. And then it was literally just all of our names up on a board in red. And they were like, so none of you have jobs anymore. And I was like, oh, okay, you guys were right. Yeah, so I was completely naive to like, I don't know, I guess what can happen to you at those big corporations. Like, I'd just never gone through anything like that before. But as you say, definitely a learning experience.
It's interesting, isn't it? Though? Like, with that Net-a-Porter, that whole thing, I was asked to interview Natalie Massany when she started it, and I was like, oh my goodness, this woman's crazy. Fashion on the internet.
Online, yeah.
That's not going to work. And then it just grew and grew, and everyone wanted to work there.
Yeah.
She was really inspiring.
So inspiring.
She was
left,
editorial.
Yeah.
She was W, wasn't she?
Yeah. But when she left, I think then there was a bit of a shift. Like you kind of didn't have that really just like maverick leader that like took you all with her. Like she used to get up on the stairs like in the middle of the day and just like make these speeches and announcements. But as you say, it was incredibly inspiring. You were just like, oh, okay, this is why we're doing it. Like I'm totally bought in. Like I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. Like she was brilliant.
And I thought she was like Jackie O. I don't know.
She's so glamorous. Yeah. But like also really approachable. She wasn't like a scary kind of,
What was your highlight of that period in your career?
I think just getting that job, like being kind of like recognized as someone that could move across the corridor. Yeah. How pathetic does that sound? But no, it was, as Nicola said, it was like such a sort of beacon of the industry at the time, and I just felt very proud to have like got that job and been taken on as an editor. And yeah, it was wonderful until they shifted all. No, it was great. It was really good.
And then when did you move to Edinburgh?
I moved to Edinburgh. I was one of those people that lived through COVID in London, and then we were just like, no, I can't do this anymore. Let's go somewhere else. So we moved 2021. yeah. So just after COVID, we'd had our baby in just before lockdown, lived through all of that. And then my husband is from here. He got a job opportunity and we thought, I'd always said I'd never move, but I think COVID changed a lot of things for a lot of people.
But you've done it, and I remember getting your CV when you were prospectively looking for jobs up here, because it's a bit scary coming from London.
Oh, yeah. I was like, is there a fashion industry? But to be honest, by that point, I was so burnt out. Like now I know I was burnt out. Looking back at the time.
COVID, a baby in lockdown.
Yeah,
that
and that big restructure, I think I definitely like suffered PND with my first baby and I was just done. And didn't know if I could go back into the industry. No matter how amazing the fashion industry is or has been or how incredible my career has been, there is no doubt that it is a tough industry. You have to have a thick skin. You have to be able to hustle like crazy. It is competitive. And I think I just got to the point where I was like, I've got no fight left. Like, just don't know if I can do it anymore. So I took a break when we first moved up. I took about a year off. And I'm very lucky that I was able to do that and have a bit of headspace. But then quite quickly I was like, oh, I think I miss people and creative teams and like collaborating and So then found something and found you. And
we worked together at TBCO, it's a Scottish brand.
Yeah.
You do all the styling. And you're still there, although you are maternity.
Yeah, I'm on maternity leave at the moment. I've been there for 3 years. But that was good timing because they were just doing their rebrand. So they were moving from the Tartan Blanket company to TBCO and they needed some creative help and stylist. And it's been really different working brand side. I have to say that's the first time I've worked like on the brand side. So that's quite different.
And the product range has grown.
Oh, yeah,
because initially the challenge was 101 ways with a scarf.
I know. It was just
how to lay a
styling.
blanket.
I know. And thankfully now we have PJs, apparel, and all the bits and bobs. So yeah.
And it must feel like quite a massive contrast as well in terms of going from this sort of fashion forward industry with lots and lots of businesses and people in London, and now it's a very different feeling in Edinburgh in itself, but then the company is massively different as well.
No, it has been different, but I think it came at the time of life when I was ready for that. I'd like transitioned into being a mother and like that side of my life became so important to me and I wanted to be able to have balance. I don't know how women do it in London,
the juggle goes on here, but London obviously feels
here it feels a little bit more manageable. At least like the city is smaller and you can kind of navigate your way across it in 30 minutes rather than 2.5 hours or whatever
it is.
But then
just as you've come through the 5 years, you've got one at school and you have another baby.
No, I just throw myself back into the heat. Back into the fire. But I had to have a 5-year break between them. I don't know how women do it. They're like, no, I'll just have another one straight away. No, but Edinburgh has been wonderful for that. It's like, I love the community spirit up here and I love that Edinburgh seems to actually like care about people's lives outside of work and the office, and you actually have nice commutes and you get to like spend time with your family, and it's come at the right time of life where it's been nice to have the work-life balance for sure. And I feel like up here people are just like very caring and kind to each other and just understanding. Like when I had my first baby and I was at Net-a-Porter, and it was like, they get sick when they go to nursery and all of a sudden the nursery are calling you being like, hey, it's a 40-degree temperature, you need to come get him. You call your boss and they're just like, okay, well, we'll see you in the office in an hour then. I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll just find someone. Whereas here I just feel like people understand, like people get it that you have a life and have other things going on. So yeah, I love Scotland so much. I never thought I'd love it here. And honestly, I was like one of those women crying up the M6 going like, why did you bring me here? But I love it so much. Like Edinburgh, I think is such a cool city. Let's start with Edinburgh. So I love the independent kind of vibe of Edinburgh. Like there's not that many chains of things here. Like I love all the independent boutiques, Treen, adore, Biscuit, adore. I'm trying to think of more catalogue interiors if we're going like the interiors route. There's just so many cool business women running awesome places that sell great stuff. And then the rest of Scotland, my the husband's family are in Perthshire, and I just think that whole area is just so beautiful. Yeah, so nice. And just, we love going on weekend explorations. Like, I feel like there's just so much of the country we've still got to see, but we love just like getting in the car, driving somewhere, doing an amazing walk. It's so uncool, but like having like a cheese sandwich in the car, like I love it. I don't know why, but I love it.
I'm totally on. See, my favourite picnic, it takes me back to my childhood, is tomato soup. It was Heinz when I was.
Yeah, cool.
Well, actually, no, I'm doing my mum an injustice. She always made beautiful soups, but we
Okay.
had, when we were on a picnic, it was
Yeah.
Heinz tomato soup and a squished egg sandwich. It was always squished because it was at the bottom of your bag.
Yeah, but it tasted better
And
that
it just
way.
tasted better.
Yeah, no, I love it. And I just like, we got engaged. Where did we get engaged? Eileen Donan, that
Oh,
beautiful
the castle.
castle. Yeah, I mean, it was pouring with rain. It was hideous, but it was beautiful. And then we went to Skye after that. And then we went, instead of doing a honeymoon, we decided to do a trip with Teddy, and we went on the North Coast 500 and a camper van. So I have like very special, like, core memories already from like living up here and traveling around Scotland.
Established in 2013 by designer Kathleen Nicola and based in the Scottish Highlands, C. Nicola sits between contemporary and heritage. High-grade leathers sourced from tanneries with sustainable practices sit alongside luxury Scottish woven textiles with clean lines, subtle branding and attention to detail at the core of the brand. Inspired by the beauty of the understated, each handbag is designed to last a lifetime, not just a season.
Did you get sent out to go and buy silk scarves and like get
No,
the
I got sent
coffees
out
in?
for a lot of Pret sandwiches and
Did
like
you?
coffees and pickups from PRs and things like that. Yes, but
Hunting a very specific sofa that had legs on it that looked like Gucci shoes. I was like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm going to find that sofa.
No.
But I did pad the streets
wait,
of
was
London.
it like? Did you feel like you were being set on an unobtainable
yeah.
quest?
Yes.
Yeah, I hated
Just
things
for
like
a
that. You're like, I'm
test.
just doing this to mess with me. This doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist.
The wafty travel thing. I just thought that was amazing.
No, that was so good. I only did magazines for like that first kind of year and a half at Elle. Like I never went to another magazine after that. And then I went freelance. And so I traveled a lot there, but it was never with like,
A team.
the like
Yeah.
editors and stuff. We traveled a
No.
lot at the Outnet, but I never got to do the kind of like, I'm a magazine editor traveling. I was like the little intern dragging all the cases.
Yeah. Sweating.
Oh, Chloe
Everyone
will
else-
get it. I'm like, okay.
Oh, she's coming, she's coming.
I always used to say to people, if you want to find the strongest person alive, just find a fashion intern or fashion assistant and ask them, because the amount of stuff you have to carry and lift and lug, and it's
And
amazing.
Who
I'm
needs
still
the
standing.
Can you
gym?
just nip away and get
Oh,
that?
yeah.
We've not brought any of this.
Who needs the gym? Do you know that I think the one country I would want to be a fashion intern is Italy, but I've never
Oh
been
God,
to
that would be
Italy.
amazing.
Have you been to Italy?
Oh yes, we got married in Italy. I'm
Did
obsessed
you?
with Italy. Yeah.
See, I know there's a lot of opinions about Milan, but obviously that's
Oh.
fashion forward.
Yeah.
But I just have this image of how
Oh, I
life
think it would be amazing.
You got married in
We got
Italy?
married in Italy. It was wonderful in Puglia, right in the south, in
Oh.
the boot. It was just magical, so good. I actually stole my wedding venue from an ex-colleague of mine. Is that weird?
No.
It's quite weird. I did ask her though. She's
Okay.
like a
Gonna say,
friend
does
of
she
mine.
know?
And we were looking in that area, and her venue kept popping up, and I was like, fuck's sake, like this is actually the best wedding I've been to in like the last 10 years. Would it be weird if I messaged her and said, luckily she's like I know. Luckily she's the most like chill, normal person alive. And it had been like a good 5-6 years since her wedding, and it had changed a lot, I say. So we still
That feels like a
still
good
her venue.
grace period, 5-6 years.
Yeah, she came.
Oh,
Don't-
okay.
Oh, it'd be quite nice for her. There's
she
like-
loved it because she was
memories.
like, oh my God, like the reunion, and all the
And
people
no
that worked there were
pressure.
still the same. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. Like, oh God, I'd just love to do
But that was
Oh.
only a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Is that right? 'Cause
Yeah,
you got
not
married-
even. Like,
Yeah.
when will we be married?
May.
2 years in May this year. So yeah,
Wow.
I know it took a long time for him to propose.
How did you get that over the line, Chloe?
So apparently I used to say I didn't want to get married as his excuse. I'm like, do you have any evidence?
Show me that. And
But I think I wasn't as bothered. I think I was definitely someone that wanted to be a mum, and I talked about babies a lot. Maybe I didn't talk about marriage so much. But then when we had our son, I was like, I really want to just like be married now and like be a unit. Because you also hear all these like horror stories sometimes of like, I had a friend and she wasn't allowed on the Eurostar because she had
Different passport name.
different passport and literally different
Oh,
surname to
really?
her
Oh.
son, and they had to call her husband and get him to like approve her taking her child. I was like, no, I'm not having any of this. And even at things like the doctor's office, they'd always be like, and are you the mum? And I'm like, no, I'm just the haggard lady staggering in with the sick child. Like, who do you think I am?
Paid assistance.
Yeah, because I had a different like last name to him. So yeah, no, we got there eventually.
In terms of styling,
Yeah.
do you think that has changed, or your perspective on that has changed since you've had children?
Oh, 100%. I think getting dressed and styling always came really easily to me. And I kind of thought, like, what's the big deal in a way? Like, why, why doesn't
Why
this
do
come?
people
Yeah.
read magazines?
Yeah,
and
why do you even need me? Like, just get yourself dressed. Like, look cool. What's wrong with you? And then I had a baby and I was like, oh God, no idea who I am anymore. Don't know what to wear. Sick of wearing the same things over and over when you're like pregnant and nothing fits you. And I definitely have a different kind of appreciation for the art of getting dressed now, that's for sure.
In 5 minutes.
Yeah, in 5 minutes. I think you just have to take it back to basics sometimes and not overcomplicate the situation. I think that's very important.
And
with
was
styling.
there a shift? Obviously, your body changes a lot.
Oh God, yeah.
So pre-pregnancy, post-pregnancy.
I feel like I'm in that. This feels like a really like scary subject to talk about right now. I'm like 9 months postpartum and I'm definitely in that world.
And you
wow.
look incredible.
Oh
can I just
God, that's
say.
very kind of me to say. But you're in that world where you're like, if it fits, it will get worn. Like you're not quite there with, I have my wardrobe to,
you
like,
edit it because there's some things in there that don't work currently for your
or even
head.
just make, exactly. Your
Not so
head
much your
or
body.
Yeah, you're just like, who is this person? Like, why did I have this? Like, what? How did I ever wear that? But I think how I've done it anyway is, I mean, if you've hung out with me in the last 6 months, I have been wearing these white jeans because I bought these a size bigger to make sure that I had something that fit me and I felt like cool in and myself in, comfortable in. I think that's a big, like, important part of being stylish and getting dressed. You have to feel comfortable because otherwise you just aren't, you just don't operate in the right way. But then it's been like, okay, how do we style these? Like, just get one thing that you love, that you know fits you, that you can work with, and then we build from there. And then we get braver and braver and braver, and we can try different jackets on, and we can try different shoes on, or we can try, like, different accessories on. That's kind of an easy way to build yourself back into, who am I stylistically? How do I get dressed? How do I show up in the world in terms of clothes?
Are there any rules that you used to abide by that you no longer do?
I don't know if they were rules, but I just had very different style. Like, I was a super girly girl. I never wore trousers. I never really wore jeans. I was always in a dress, boots.
Didn't you have
like,
amazing cowboy boots that everyone spoke about?
I
love a cowboy boot.
Boots, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was just, I don't know. I just had a really, really different style. Like, really kind of, really feminine. I really lent into that. It's like Rixo, like I had every Rixo dress
I can
under the
see
sun.
you kind of Sienna Miller style.
Kind of like you today. I'm like, oh, that's so great. I should wear more of this stuff. Yeah, exactly. Boho, like I was really into all of that. Like Isabel Marant, Chloe, and like those were my brands. And now I'm much more, I guess, more masculine in my styling. Like I definitely prefer tailoring and trousers, but I think as I became a mum and a bit older, like that actually made me feel more powerful, was sometimes putting a dress on, and especially a really feminine dress, it actually made me feel quite young and girly. And I was like, oh, like, don't know if that works for me anymore. Like, don't get me wrong, I still love getting dressed up in dresses for weddings and events and things like that. But day to day, I feel more powerful and confident if I'm wearing like
something more structured.
Yeah,
that's
trousers
so
and jeans and
so important, isn't it? Every
Yeah.
day you have to feel confident going into something. And I think I was speaking with someone at work recently about this, about just how getting up and getting dressed, putting your makeup on, it makes an impression on you, but also on the other people
my
around you,
God.
and you kind of feel
It
everyone else is
shifts
lifting up
everything.
their,
Yeah. I think it's so important. I am such an advocate for that. Like, even on the mat leave days where you're just like, I feel like arse. I have slept 1 hour and now I have to somehow try and like operate and look
Get
after
one
a
child to
Yeah,
school,
exactly.
get the other child
But
up.
put a tiny bit of makeup on, put something on that isn't like leggings and a hoodie, and you just instantly have energy somehow. And like, you sort of glance yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh, who's she?
I didn't scare myself.
Yes, exactly. And it's so nice. You're right. It just like lifts you up. It lifts everyone, and you present differently in the world. And I think that's how you get that kind of, you know, warmth and mirror back to yourself of like, yeah, I'm.
Is it scary thinking, so you're on maternity leave at the moment,
Yes.
but you're now going back in,
Don't scare me. No.
sorry, the fairy tale is
No.
going to
I know it doesn't.
yes, you're going to go back to work.
am.
How are you feeling about that? And what will you kind of reach for? We're thinking
Yeah.
at the end of every episode, we're going to ask the women, these inspiring women like
Yeah.
yourself, what is it that you pull out of the wardrobe or out of your makeup bag
Yes.
that
Yeah.
gives you that little bit of power? So you're going back into the workplace. You're going to walk through that door again. Talk a bit about that, and then we'll have
Yeah.
a think about what it is
Yeah,
that you
what
will
I'll
be,
pull out.
what you're going to be
Yeah,
reaching
my
for.
magic box
Yeah.
to make me feel good. No, I'm excited to go back to work. I feel like it's hard leaving the baby bubble because it is a bubble. It's very safe. It's like, you know, it's this is definitely my last baby, so I know this is like it forever now. So you're sad to leave them and sad to enter, but I am excited. Like, I'm one of those women that my identity was my job and my career for so long that is actually a really important part of myself to find again, to like have that identity, to feel important outside of the home, to feel like you have a voice that isn't just, can you put your shoes on, please? Put your shoes on, please. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that side of it, and just, you know, having that bit of your personality back.
And eating with two hands is
Eating
one of the
with two
things.
hands. Driving on my own into work, that's actually just like the most relaxing,
Time to listen to a
luxurious
podcast.
time. Yes, time to listen to a podcast, exactly. Hello, Hood. And then what do I pull out to make myself, I think it's just what we were talking about before, like one outfit, one piece of clothing literally that like makes me feel confident and comfortable, that I can then build on and get more confident with, you know, mixing up and styling as I go. Skincare. So yes, I'm very into my skincare. I go to Space NK on George Street for actual products. But then what I really love, the HydraFacial. Yeah, HydraFacial is like my little secret. Well, it's not so secret, but a secret kind of treatment that I love to get. So I go to the Source in Morningside, which is really close to us, and it's just beautiful. Sucks all the dirt and the grime, and like your pores have never looked better after a
satisfying.
HydraFacial. Yeah,
So satisfying.
yeah.
But is it not quite an expensive thing, or is that just
It is
a luxury that you allow yourself?
It is, yeah, I ask for vouchers.
Yeah. Every
From
birthday,
family
Christmas,
members. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
anniversary.
And I feel like if you've got, you know, if you've got an event or a special occasion or whatever, it is something really nice to treat yourself to, because it does make a difference. I hate it when you go for a treatment and you spend a ton of money on it and you're just, I don't know, you either can't see any difference or you don't even feel like that relaxed afterwards. Like with the HydraFacial, you can totally see the benefits of it.
You're not going to feel relaxed after it though.
No, it's quite a bright.
But see, even when I go for a massage, that's kind of what I want. I want someone to work the knots out. I don't want this sort of like
No, you don't want to
aromatherapy.
the whale music and
no,
the
give
snoring.
me someone with muscles.
Do you know where you should go then? Is True Thai Therapy. I think that's what it's called in Newington. Everyone in my family goes there. They love.
I've had several there.
Yeah.
Because it was local to me. And then the person I used to see wasn't there one time, and this woman came in with a hammer.
Yes. The little wood. She has a little wooden hammer. You will
That's
like you
terrifying.
come out and you are so straight. Like you're like my
like 2
posture
inches
has been-
taller
Yes.
than you went in.
It is a little hidden gem, I'd say.
So you need to prepare yourself mentally in
I
advance.
think all the spaces in between your vertebrae get, I don't know.
Yeah, more.
they do to you.
Oh my
Hammer.
God. There was one move that she did on me. I went after I'd had Bella, and I was just like, from breastfeeding in the night and everything, I was in bits. I was like so stiff. So I went to her and I explained. And there was this one move that she did on me where I was like, I feel like I'm about to give birth again. Like, we need to stop. I just like, I don't know if my my body works that way yet. It's so full on. It can be so full on, but it is also just so good. So good, yeah.
And when you're not relaxing with massages or
Yeah.
facials, and you're maybe meeting friends,
Yeah.
or you and your husband are looking to go out, where
Yeah.
is it in this city that you kind of like
There's
to?
so many good places in Edinburgh. I feel like Edinburgh is such a great city for that. I love Spry Wine Bar at the top of Fleeth Walk, really beautiful. Love that. Where have we been recently? Montrose, we went for lunch. That
lovely.
was so nice, yeah. Little set menu. I feel like a Edinburgh day out set menu is a really, really lovely way to spend a day when we get a bit of child-free time. Where else? I'm trying to think where locally.
Hobbies or
Well, to be honest, I love going to the cinema still. I feel like that's like when I get time on my own or like time off, I'm like, I want to go to the movies. I want to go and like immerse myself in another world in the dark. And Edinburgh's got the Dominion, which is really near us, which is so like, it's just such a nostalgic, like beautifully done old cinema. Then they've got the Everyman now. Cinema's like my jam when I get time to myself. Yeah, I'm not very cool. It's not going for a cocktail, but so the cinema and then a lunch out. I feel like is my thing. Little Capo we went to recently. I went there in December with some friends, and that was so great. Like amazing food, Italian food. I love. Yeah, but Edinburgh is rich with amazing bars and restaurants, and yeah, really good scene.
What is it that you pick out of your wardrobe, your go-to item, whether it's a bag, a lipstick, that makes you feel like you?
Okay. Oh God. I'm gonna go a men's shirt. These days, that is what I put that on. Well ironed, well steamed. You know, we are a stylist. Yeah, a perfect like button-down shirt just makes me feel like yes.
and with
And with probably just like either a tailored trouser or a jean, like a straight leg jean. Yeah, I just love that. Like I kind of like feeling like a man these days. Yeah, look at you. Look at Rosie. We're going there. But doesn't that make you feel good when you put that on? Like there's a reason men have worn these things for years and years and years, because you put it on in the morning and you're like, I don't know, you feel strong, you feel powerful, you feel like the boss.
Amazing. Love
So yeah, that would be my one item. And mascara.
Oh, can't live
Yeah,
without.
can't live without. If there's a, like, no. Everything else can go, but mascara, we need mascara.
Thank you so much. It's been
Thank
so
you.
gorgeous to chat with you
It
today.
really has.
So many great stories.
I know.
Yeah,
Such
I feel
a pleasure.
Very honoured. Thank you. It's very, very kind of you to invite me on, and you guys are brilliant at this. It's really fun.
It's just a girl chat, isn't it? It's the
I
best thing.
know, but it's everything looks so beautiful, and yeah, I'm very excited to hear all the episodes.